Good morning, Mr. Chair, dear delegates. It is my pleasure to present to you Kazakhstan's efforts to implement economy-wide target. In February this year, Kazakhstan, 8th National Communication and 5th Biennial Report have gone through the in-country review by the ERT, and today I am going to summarize the international assessment and review process in brief. Our presentation contains information according to the outline provided by the SBI. You can see the outline of the screen. These are some data related to the national circumstances of the country. As you see, the area of our country is 2.72 million square kilometers. Population as of 1st January 2023 reached more than 19,700,000 at the density is 7 people per square kilometer. Due to the sharp continental climate, the average temperature in the winter season is minus 11 degrees Celsius, but in some days or even a week in some regions, most often in the northern part, the temperature downs to minus 40 degrees Celsius. In summer season, the average temperature is plus 21.9 degrees Celsius, and summertime rises up to plus 54 degrees Celsius. In 2023, the GDP by production approach is around 264 billion USD, and the GDP per capita is $13,000. The resources of the fuel and energy are as follows: 52.7% oil, including gas condensate, 31% coal, and 15% natural gas. As well, some data on the production of the most important types of the industrial products are provided for 2023, and you can see them on the slide. This slide demonstrates our national greenhouse gas emission in 2029 classified by the sectors. So the largest emitting sector is the energy, which contributes 77%. The second one is the agriculture sectors with emissions 11%. The IPU sector has 8%, and waste sector 1.8%. These figures are without LULUCF. In main strategic documents of Kazakhstan, there are several types of long-term emission reduction targets. In particular, Kazakhstan's 2050 strategy contains a target to achieve a 50% renewable and alternative sources of energy production. The updated concept of transition of Kazakhstan to the green economy sets up to reach 15% renewable by 2030. Share of gas power plants shall be 25 by 2030. The power sector has to reduce 15 of CO2 emissions by 2030 compared to the 2012. And reduction of the energy intensity should be 15% by 2030 compared to 2021. The government of Kazakhstan has adopted a carbon neutrality strategy by 2060 by applying sectoral approaches, and currently in the process of finalizing the roadmap with activities to achieve these long-term targets. This graph shows our historic emissions and forecast of greenhouse gas emission in the energy sector under the scenarios without measures, with measures, and with additional measures. It can be seen that the NDC target could be achieved only under the scenario with additional measures. Government of Kazakhstan has developed the NDC implementation plan for 2021 and 2030. According to the plan, the following measures will be implemented, which will help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The energy intensity of GDP should be decreased by 38.9%, and the carbon intensity should decrease by 41% by 2030. The share of coal in the electricity production will decrease from 68.9% to 40%. The carbon price shall increase from 1 to 50, around 50 USD dollars. In addition to that, small emitters will be the subject for carbon tax. Implementation of the climate change policy at the country level requires constructive interaction between all key stakeholders, including the key ministers, business companies, science, and non-governmental society. It is quite difficult to build such cooperation, and specifically when the country introduced transformative political and economic reforms. Anyway, we can report as successful the implementation of the following measures. The first, ongoing and planned activities of gasification in cities and rural settlements. The second, adaptation to climate change was included into the updated indice in 2023. Auctions and financial mechanism introduction for the enhancement of the renewables, as well as energy efficiency and energy saving activities, demonstrate positive results. Towards a long-term target in the country in 2023, adopted its carbon neutrality strategy by 2060, and transformation of economic sector's development has been launched. With regards to the challenges, we are facing some serious problems related to the resistance of energy sector in transitioning to greener alternatives. One of the specific challenges for Kazakhstan is just transition toward clean energy without causing harm to the workers and the growth of the economy. Mainstreaming indice targets to other sectoral programs is also a challenge. We face a lack of knowledge and experience to introduce innovative tools for offsetting projects, to improve the domestic cap and trade operation system, and to build infrastructure for new market-based mechanism under the Paris Agreement. As you know, Kazakhstan is implementing serious reforms under the political, economic, and social aspects of development to achieve ambitious target of the carbon neutrality by 2060. The midterm indicators were adopted in the 2029 action plan. Quantitative indicators and target were set to increase the share of renewables to 1.5 times. 14.5 million hectares of land should be covered by forests. The country area will be gasified by 60%, and air pollution will be decreased by 20%. Also, according to this action plan, electric mobilities infrastructure will be developed in big cities, and decisions was made to build a nuclear power plant. In addition, on this slide on the given the estimated investment and amount of $65 per 1 ton of CO2 equivalent as per sector. Most of the investments are required in the energy sector, 37%, and the transport sector, 25%. As per our experience with ER process, international assessment reviews process, we think that the process motivates to learn more and to get new knowledge and intention to improve the quality of reporting and strengthen experts' capacity on data collection and analysis. But more capacity building is needed for national decision makers, science, NGOs, and technical experts to be able to develop and implement all related guidelines, decisions, and other technical requirements under the ETF and adapt and apply them at the national level. As well, some awareness raising will be critical for national government agencies and key stakeholders to clearly understand the alignment of the national plans as NDC. Carbon neutrality and tracking of NDC implementation and reporting is its achievement in BTRs and national communication under the Paris Agreement and Convention. Lastly, I just would like to inform you that we have received 11 questions covering 3 categories. 6 questions relate to the category progress towards the achievement of the quantified economy-wide emission reduction target. 3 questions to assumption, condition, and methodologies related to the attainment of the quantified economy-wide emission reduction target. 2 sections in the category of all emission and removals related to the quantified economy-wide emission reduction target. We are ready to answer any other questions that you may have at the in-person SBI session 16 November. With this, my presentation is over, and thank you for your attention. Thank you.